Hi, Dennis Whitton from the Lowell Sun Sports Department. We're here today with Stephen Doyle, head pro at Vesper Country Club, which this year has the first round of the 90th City Tournament in their house. It's a beautiful house, and Steve and I are here to talk about the finishing holes, the home stretch, 16, 17, and 18. Steve, welcome to LowellSun.com.
Thank you for having me, Dennis. We're excited. We're excited to be hosting the first round of the cities this year. It should be a good turnout.
Yep, it should be a great tournament. We got a full field of young lions and old bears.
A couple of father-son teams as well.
Yes, not too bad. But all right, well, let's talk about the home stretch of the cities. We're on 16, a hellacious par 4. Stephen, take us through what the players facing.
So once they come across the bridge, they have 14 and 15 very difficult holes. 16 is probably one of the toughest driving holes we have on the golf course. You have some bunkers down the left side that if you get into, you're really going to struggle to get them out of those bunkers. And then a green that's kind of a blind shot once you get up towards the green. Very difficult shot, even from the middle of the fairway.
16th hole. Steve, we're up near the green. Most players are coming in here with long to mid-iron, would you say?
I'd say long to mid-iron, definitely.
Yeah. What kind of difficulties does that approach shot represent?
Well, from back where you are in the center of the fairway, the green...
Well, if you're in the center of the fairway.
Well, that's it. If you've made the center of the fairway and have missed the fairway bunkers that we spoke of, you actually have a blind shot to this green. So if you're in the zone when you're playing 3 and 15 and have forgotten to look at where the pin is, sometimes it's difficult to know whether the pin is on the left or the right, front or back. And it definitely comes into play on this green. We have a little bit of a berm kind of in front. It's the remnants of the old bicycle track that was here back in the day at Vesper Country Club. But a difficult green to gauge left, right, front or back. And
there's fall-offs on every corner. Is that a Donald Ross specialty?
It is a Donald Ross specialty, and if I had to guess, the flagstick will probably be in one of those back corners, maybe front corner, but to really test the player's ability to find the green surface.
So if you come out of here with a par, you've gained a little bit on the field.
You certainly have,
yes.
Especially coming through the stretch of 14, 15, and 16. Those are really where you want to make pars there, and once you get to 17 and 18, you might be able to get a birdie in, but
well, I don't know.
We'll see about that.
I don't know about that. The birdies can be few and far between at Vesper. It's just one of the greatest courses in New England for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go over to 17.
Great.
And a little par 3.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it little, but yes, the final par 3 on the golf course.
We'll talk it over.
Great.
Thank you. Here on 17, the par 3, which can stretch out to over 200 yards. Elevated green, lot of sand traps. Steve, what kind of club will the players be hitting here, and what will be going through their heads?
Most of the hitters will be hitting long irons. They're again looking to survive here.
Yes.
If they play the hole smart, there is kind of a little bit of a backstop, so you definitely try and want to hit it up there and let it roll kind of back towards the hole. It really doesn't bounce up to the green if you hit it short. So, and with the trouble in those bunkers up front, you want to be hitting a little bit more club than maybe the yardage calls for.
That's the thing, because, like you said, it will not bounce on. But if you're over the back here, you got another bunch of issues. Yeah,
so that will tend to happen. Some players will hit a longer club than maybe necessary, and then it gets stuck on the back, and then you have a chip that can be very delicate and difficult coming back down towards the flagstick.
Beautiful setting along the Merrimack River. The course spread out here. The course is in tremendous condition. Talk a little bit about the shape of the course, your superintendent.
Stephen Hicks, our superintendent, superb superintendent. Has been here for a few years. Does a magnificent job.
Yes.
I don't think the golf course has ever been in better shape from everything that I've been told from all the members. The longtime members are thrilled with the golf course and the conditions. The greens are firm and fast. And it can play very difficult when we have them running at the speeds that I'm sure we will for the cities.
The quote-unquote old-timers remember, of course, the Vesper Velvet that was out here under Bert Fredericks. And I got to tell you, I love those Vesper Velvet, but these greens are tremendous.
We all loved that Vesper Velvet, but its day had come and gone, and now we have the bent grass greens here, and they've really helped out the golf course tremendously. The last 2 winters that have been very difficult for a lot of golf courses, we've come through both winters with flying colors, and a lot of it has to do with the regrassing of the greens and obviously Stephen Hicks and his tremendous staff.
All right. We had enough rain before the cities now?
We did, yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bring it on. All right. Okay, Dennis Whitton here with head pro Stephen Doyle. We're on 18 at the city tournament course, Vesper Country Club. Steve, we were talking about this the other day. Will everybody hit the driver here, or is there a possibility of going long, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so there's a lot of options that the players will take on this 18th hole. Some will be tempted to hit the driver if they're looking to, maybe need an eagle coming in or a birdie coming in, but it's a difficult par 5 that can play a number of different ways. A lot of long hitters will hit the wood, maybe even hybrid off the tee, just because they can hit it through the fairway. And you have to be careful of that left-hand bunker up in the fairway as well.
Careful of airplanes.
You do.
Another beautiful hole at Vesper. Would you classify this as a birdie hole?
I think you have to, especially in the cities, with the skill of the players, and also coming through the difficult stretch of 14 through 17. There aren't a lot of birdie opportunities there. So if you're going to make up one stroke once you've come back across the island, this is the hole to do it, and it was exemplified last year when George Pop birdied it to win the cities by 1 stroke.
I was going to say, players are also going to be facing a lot of people down there watching them, which a lot of them are not used to. But George came through in flying colors last year. He
did. He had a game plan for this hole. He played it the way he normally plays it, laid up to a perfect distance for him to hit a nice wedge shot in there, and under extreme pressure made that putt, and was a very popular champion here at Vesper.
George is great. Let's go to the top of the hill, take a look down at what we're looking at from there. We're at 18. The final shot is about to be hit. Steve, take us through it.
All right. Most of the longer hitters that haven't gone for the green will be down in the flat area there, about 80, 85 yards out. That was where George Pop hit his shot from last year. An approach shot that shouldn't be that difficult, but like we talked about earlier, a lot of the players are looking to make birdie here, so they're looking to get it tight. May not be that hard on a normal day, but with hundreds of people around that green trying to see what you're going to do on that finishing hole, there may be a little bit of extra added pressure there.
Now, for some players, or at least for some members, a drop-off on the right down into that arboretum down there can cause a lot of heartache.
It can, and even some of the better players have played it down the first fairway as well.
Really?
When you're hitting your second shot, it's a blind shot. You're going up a steep embankment. You're trying to pick a spot to hit it, but if you miss that spot just a little bit to the right, it can go down the bank on the right and force you to play either a trick shot back to the fairway or down 1 and over the putting green.
Or as I like to do, put it in my pocket.
You can do that as well. I don't know if anybody will be doing that on Wednesday during the cities, but we hope for a great finish for the first round here at Vesper.
Hope for a good crowd, a good finish, and a couple days later we'll crown a good champion.
Absolutely.
Steve, I appreciate all your help.
Thank you.
Showing us around this home stretch.
It's our pleasure.
Beautiful course, and we're looking forward to next Wednesday.
Absolutely. We hope everybody will come out to Vesper. Should be a fine day.
Excellent. Thank you. Hi, Dennis Whitton from the Lowell Sun. We're here with our city tournament video preview. I'm with Joel Jenkins, head professional at Mount Pleasant Golf Club in Lowell. They're hosting the second round this year. We're going to take you through the home stretch of all 3 city tournament courses and give you the key shots, the key ideas for each one. So we're on number 7 now at Mount Pleasant, par 3. Joel, what do you think about this hole? What needs to be done by a city player on this hole?
Well, it's a very deceptive hole, Dennis. You can see there's a big drop. We call it the drop hole here at Mount Pleasant because of the elevation change. You notice that there's numerous tee boxes where the tees can be played. That plays a key role into what club selection you're going to use. It plays much different from, say, on the up tee than it does on a tee that's back here. Clearly it's well guarded, So a proper
Yes,
length shot is really what you're looking for.
And that's a new green, fairly new green.
Fairly new green, new bunkers in the back. Before it used to be some spruce trees. Last year we put in the 2 bunkers in the back. So it's even a little more guarded now. Probably the key thing about this is, although it's guarded by trees on each side, if you get up over the trees, the wind plays a key role. So if it's a real windy day, again, it's all about club selection, hitting the ball the right distance on this green. It's not very deep, okay?
But if you're on the right of the green and the pin's on the left,
it's a very tricky green. Yeah. So if you're a good distance away, a good 2-putt here, you'd be thrilled with. It is, we hope it to be a birdie hole.
Yeah.
Depending on where the pin is. When the pin is where it is now, it's definitely a birdie hole. If it's on the front, also here on the right, just over the bunker, it's a birdie hole. Anywhere else, it's a little bit tougher. So we think coming down the stretch on the 2nd round, late in the day, this will be a very exciting place to be. We hope to see a lot of good shots and guys having some chances to make a move. Yeah,
this should be a fan favorite for spots.
But for a hole that sometimes looks easy, that doesn't play very long, anywhere from 120 to 150, it's a tougher hole.
All right, let's go over to number 8 then, see what we got there.
Love number 8.
The 8th hole at Mount Pleasant, a nice par 5. Kind of a birdie hole. The city tournament players would hope. Not necessarily. There's plenty of problems out there. Joel, take us through the tee ball on number 8 from these back tees.
Okay, number 8 here. It'll play as number 8 and number 17. Home stretch on the course. A tricky little drive, if you ask me. You're in a chute. When you're in the back tees back here, we have the trees kind of overhanging and whatnot. The gallery tends to hang out here a lot, so maybe the nerves are on. It does take a well-placed tee ball here and able to set your hole up. Okay, so guys who draw the ball tend to go on the left part of the tee, try to hook it around, try to get on the left side of the fairway. I think the left side of the fairway typically gives you the best angle into the green for the guys that are going to go. There are other guys who try to bring it in from left to right and get on this side and get down what we call the power alley. The really guys that really hit it long can get it past that last set of trees. That also opens up the hole. But the key to this shot here with your driver is just a well-placed drive, solid, you know, down one side or the other to give you what you think is your best shot here.
Now, if you get in that right rough, you've got some tree problems. You won't, not punch out, but you're not going for it in 2 from the right rough.
There are issues. If you don't hit it far enough and you get into it, that right side of those trees and in the rough, you'll be punching out more times than not, unless you really shoved it way out right. So, again, a well-placed drive here is very critical to set the hole up for yourself, to give yourself a good chance at birdie.
All right, well, let's go down the fairway and take a look at the 2nd shot.
Sounds great.
We're on the fairway of the 8th/17th hole at Mount Pleasant. Joel Jenkins. We are about halfway there on this par 5, about 260 yards from the green. Now, Joel, city tournament, maybe 20% of the field can get on from here, would you say? Or
yeah, I mean, you got a lot of younger kids playing now, limberbacks we'll call them, right?
They'll be
guys who will probably be past this point.
We're about 270 off the tee.
We're about 270, 280. I typically would hit it in this area. Personally, I like to go for the green from here when I'm in this area, only because the green is when you get up there, is pretty treacherous. It's a hard one to read, and I always like to try to be closer to the hole and at least have a chip or a pitch in. There'll be others that will want to lay up here maybe to the 100, to the 80. They have a nice full wedge and control a nice wedge in. But I would say the younger guys, or the guys who can put a little hurt on the ball, are going to hit it maybe another 20 yards. And that 20 yards gives them a very good chance of hitting something into the green that sets up their hole for sure.
A lot of these kids do not know the meaning of laying up anyway. They ain't going for anything.
There are some, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys who, you know, they don't fear a lot, so they just go for it. It's a great way to be at that age. some of the older guys, we take it a little different route sometimes.
Right.
But
let's talk for a second, Joel, about the condition of the golf course. It looks phenomenal. It looks really to be in good shape. How was it come out of the winter and everything else?
Did well out of the winter. Just a couple fairways, couple issues, very minimal. Jack Hassett and his crew does a great job. This course gets a lot of play.
Yes, sir.
You know, when it's a 9-hole, you realize that people come around twice, so it gets almost double the play that a normal hole would. So fairways are beautiful length. I think you'll find as far as hitting fairway shots, they're fabulous. The greens are really starting to speed up. Obviously, we're getting ready for the cities. Each day, it just seems to get that much better. You know, they're out here working hard this morning doing all the fine touches. So we're excited. The course looks great and should be a fun cities.
Let's go take a quick look at the 8th green, and then we'll come down number 18.
Perfect.
The 17th green, very undulating surface, but most players will be coming in here with a wedge, so it's not unmanageable. Joel, where do you think the pin will be for the cities?
Nothing set in stone yet, Dennis, but a good spot I would say is maybe something tucked over the bunker.
Get the bunker in play.
Bunker's in play. It lends itself to kind of come in left or right. So maybe over here on the right side, midway, could be a spot. The front could be a good spot too, but it can be a little treacherous with this hill here.
Yeah, it's almost a false front feel to it.
It can. A ball can land and roll right back down over to this side. The guys who do go for it and two typically try to come into this area, short left or in this, so the ball will run off. You know, the hole's well guarded with the bunker here on the right, a bunker on the back, out of bounds, way over. But it's all about this green. This green's very deceptive. A lot of guys says it breaks different ways than you think a lot of times. I know I've yet to master it. There's some looks that I've seen, I think go left to right, and the thing goes right to left. So
he's a pro.
And I'm a pro, right? But I'm a good putter, but in general, kind of a tougher green to read, I think. Kind of a critical hole. Guy makes a birdie here late in the round, could spur them on for the next one.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go up number 18 then. Final hole at Mount Pleasant. Key hole, obviously, being number 18, and it's a long hole. It'll play about 424, par 4 in the cities. Joel, what's the plan of attack on this puppy?
Well, it's a good hole here. A tee ball, very important. It's a slight dog leg left. You want to hit your tee ball. A lot of guys will pick out a spot on the clubhouse to aim at. You can see kind of the A-frame in the back. Pick out a good spot. You turn it over right to left, you can get down the hill where the 150 flag is and get a little extra boost. The big guys will hit it like that. Us average guys will hit it kind of down toward that 150. Still a good iron in. Got to try to keep it in play here. There is some trouble on the right and on the left with these trees. They do sneak in at you.
Now if you overcook a draw, you're in trouble. I think the play might be a fade kind of into the hill so it doesn't roll.
Yeah, if you're a natural fader, I mean, you can always kind of go with the shot that you like best.
Sure.
There's room here to kind of fade it. There's room to draw it. I think the key is just get it in play, give yourself the best position possible, because the next shot is probably the key to the hole.
Next shot's the key because
this
green is tough.
Tough green, and it sits up a little elevation change.
All right, well, let's take a final look at the green, and we'll see what faces these city tournament contenders. Okay, we're at the final hole, the final green, and this is a tough green. It's got a lot of good pin placements that will challenge the players. Mr. Jenkins is going to show us a putt going downhill. The speed of this putt is tough sometimes to keep it in play. So let's take a look at Doyle taking a nice putt from up the hill. Barely touched the ball. Oh, what a putt. Dennis Whitton from the Lowell Sun here. with our Lowell City Tournament preview video. I'm with Gene Manley, the head pro at Long Meadow Golf Club, which this year, the 90th Cities, is the site of the final round. It should be a beauty. Gino, we're going to go through the home stretch of holes here, 7, 8, and 9. Why don't you set up number 7? What does the player have to do on this hole?
7's a #1 stroke hole. It's called Steeple Bend. It's the 555-yard par 5. It's a real demanding hole with a lone bunker near the green and has a double-tiered green. The players will be laying up in their second shot unless you're a super long hitter. They can reach it in 2, and it plays very, very difficult, and it's a place where you can make up strokes in the final round of the Cities. It's the home stretch beginning and a very demanding hole, and people will enjoy watching it.
Now the key is OB on the right
OB,
side.
completely 555 yards of OB, Dennis.
You fade the ball.
So a lot of the long hitters will actually favor going towards 8 fairway, especially if they have a lead.
And there's a water hazard over there.
There's a water hazard there and in trees. So, but they, if you have the lead, you will not be hitting down the right side because you don't want to hit it out of bounds here. That's for sure.
Do you fade the ball off this tee?
I used to aim at the left side. I used to fade it, and if it went straight, I was okay. And if it faded, it was in really good shape. But I protected here. I don't think I ever hit an out of bounds in the Cities here, so I was always playing a little scared.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's go out and take a look at the next shot here in the 16th fairway. Talking about the home stretch. You know, we're kind of in between the landing and the approach. This is a 3-shot hole, though, for 99%.
90% of the players will be hitting a 3-shot hole. Unless it's downwind, then the real long hitters can get on it too. But for the most part, it'll be a 3-shot hole for sure.
So it's protection, I guess, is the way you termed it.
It's just a long hole, yeah. It's just not a hole you're really thinking about birdieing. But if you hit a really good second shot, you can leave yourself with a wedge shot where you can attack the pin from.
Yeah, that's the key because your fairway.
Oh, it's a big slope left to right for sure. Yeah, it's a tricky hole because a lot of balls will end up in the rough either here or down below. So.
And your green.
The green's 2-tier. The green's pretty simple except for the 2 tiers. The second tier is a tough shot.
And where will the pin be, do you think?
I think probably fair, probably back middle. Won't be really tucked, but it'll be probably back middle.
Back,
probably back middle here, yeah. Just in a nice spot. It's a nice spot, putting area, but it won't be. I don't think it'll be on the edges. We want to see some birdies coming.
Yeah, a player wants to make birdie a par at worst, and if he makes a bogey, he's in the world.
Yeah, he's not happy with the bogey. He wants to make a par birdie and move on to number 8, where you can make a birdie on number 8.
Back-to-back par 5s here. It's somewhat of a rarity.
Yeah, Baltusrol has back-to-back par 5s, 17 and 18 at Baltusrol. Yep.
Stowe Acres, the South Course has it.
Right. So, but Baltusrol, 17 and 18 at back-to-back par 5s.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's go on up and look at the 8th tee.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're back with Gene Manley on the 8th/17th hole at Long Meadow. Gino, it's got an interesting name for the hole up there.
Yeah, it's called Death or Glory. This is a hole where you can make or break your round. As a matter of fact, one of the great City players of all time, Phil Smith, made a 13 on this hole, but he also come back to make 2 eagles in the same round the year he won. So he made 13 in one hole, and he made 6 on the other. So that's the difference in the score on this hole.
Well, I know all about making 13s, but eagles are few and far between. What's the approach on the tee shot? It doesn't matter?
Well, there's a rock out there about 260 down the left-hand side, and the good players will hit it about 25 yards by that. They'll have about 225 to the green. I know Phil, when he made eagle, hit 5-wood both times, a high cut 5-wood. So the long hitters will have a chance to knock it on the 2, unless the wind's really in their face.
But let's tell the people there's a pond in front of the green.
There's a big pond in front of the green. No, and the trees are very high along the right side. You have to hit a precise second shot to knock it on the green here. There's no really bailout area, because if you bail out right, you could even lose your ball on the hill with the fescue rough there. So
the tee shot is kind of a free swing, and then after that
the tee shot's a free swing, and if you're in trouble, you lay up, and if you hit a good shot, now you gotta say, well, do I want to chip back and lay up, or do I want to go for it? So
did you ever think maybe moving that rock someday to start throwing people off?
No, the rock is there. It's out of the way. Most people, it doesn't go behind there too often, which is not bad.
But this is definitely a key hole.
This is the key hole. If you're 2 shots behind, you still have a chance to catch up. Coming to we call it 8B.
Or you can make a big number. As
you can, for sure. Yeah. You know.
Okay, well, let's journey up the fairway a little and see what we got.
Okay, sounds good.
Down near the approach shot area, for hole 8B. Gene, I would think most of the players are going to be in this area in their third shot. What are they looking at here?
Well, I like there's a sprinkle head right over here at 96 yards. That was my ending point because I could hit a 3/4 sandwich from there, and I think most of the players that's what we'll be doing, trying to get to that spot where they can spin the ball and try to keep it close to the pin. The pin will be back left, but it won't be too far up. It'll be a birdie pin. It'll left side, but it'll give them a chance to make a birdie.
But it will put the water in play.
But the water's always in play. If you chunk it a little bit, you're in the water for sure.
This used to be a little tiny little pond, isn't it?
This was always a big pond. The 1 and 9 was, yeah.
The 9.
Matter of fact, Mickey Sullivan, a good friend of yours,
yeah.
He was on the greens committee. I was the president. We put this pond in actually. So then we put the green in behind it after the board of directors and the club was all behind it, which was very nice. And we were lucky enough to be ahead of the project.
Makes it a hell of a hole.
Yeah, it changed it completely. Because before the green was over here with no pond. It was a very easy par 5, but now it's great back-to-back par 5s.
Now, is this a tough green to putt?
Yes, it is. It has a lot of subtle breaks in it. And you don't see as many putts made on this green as you do on 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And the back bunker.
Back bunker, you don't want to be there because
no.
you don't want to be there. It's a tough up and down. Plus, you're looking at the water. So, but there'll be shots. Guys who go for the green in 2 and will hit it in that back bunker. So, if they have a good lie, they'll be all right. But if they get a tough lie in there, it's a little dangerous.
So with a back left pin, Eagles are going to be.
Well, you can even. It's actually accessible. It's not actually the hardest pin placement is to the right to putt. Yeah, the right side is a much harder place to, especially when you're laying up. It's a much harder putt. But back left for a good player, the pond they don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we've seen our back-to-back par 5s. Let's go to the home hole and.
Sounds good.
Wrap up the city tournament.
Okay,
We're here in the home hole of the 90th city tournament. It's a relatively short par 4, but it's a gorgeous hole, and it can present some difficulties, especially with the pressure that the leaders are going to be facing as they come across it. Gino, give us the name of this hole and some tidbits about it.
Well, it's called Healy's Drop. It's named after Jack Healy, who was a 2-time city champ and a Harvard. He was a Harvard track star. As a matter of fact, Grantland Rice went to a pro tournament at Winchester Country Club, and all the top pros were there. And he said they just found the longest hitter in the world. His name is Jack Healy from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Wow.
And the gumdrops were put in to prevent Jack from knocking it on the green because it was so burnt out in the old days. That's why those gumdrops were put in 1929, 20 years after the club opened. Wow. They're not original to the course. They were put in to keep him from driving the green.
You only get this stuff from Gene Manley, let me tell you. Does the average player face any problems here? A club choice, club selection?
For sure. The long hitters, if it's downwind, we'll have to worry about hitting near the pond, near the green, believe it or not.
Yes.
I mean, the long hitters can reach the pond near the green. Wow. So you have to be careful. And there's the big bunker on the right-hand side, you really don't want to be there. It's a really tough shot to get out of that bunker close. So a lot of players, the long hitters, they might hit 3 with layup and then try to get down, take on 2 for their birdie.
That sand on the right gets a lot of play.
Oh, the long hitters, they live in that bunker, for sure. They live in that bunker.
And the shorties hitting the first bunker hand, probably.
Yep. The beauty of the hole is the view for all the spectators. That's the coup de grace of the city. That thing will be packed. It's natural.
Created.
That's natural. No, that's been there since forever. That's made by God. That natural theater. It wasn't made by man. That was always there. So.
Perfect spot.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down and take a look at the putting service. And,
sounds good.
We'll talk later. You know, we're here at the finish, the 18th hole of the city tournament. We've got a beautiful, nice pond here. We've got the gumdrop. We've got these bunkers. We've got this new clubhouse, fairly new addition to the clubhouse, the amphitheater. I mean, couldn't have some more.
No, it's a natural. This is what the modern course does. They built this kind of finishing hole, and it's just been here naturally for thousands of years, and the clubhouse has been here since 1909. It's a new clubhouse built in 2006, and we're proud of it. And the gallery will be lined here with the flowers, and it's just a fun event. It's a social event and a golf event. That's what makes the city so unique.
The players will be coming here with wedges, 9 irons.
Yep.
So they get a real chance to.
They can get a chance to make birdie for sure. I mean, if you make a bogey here, it's going to devastate you if you're near the lead. It's just going to take the starch right out of you. So the leaders will have all putts for birdies. Whether they can make them or not, that's another story.
And just the gumdrops, you said, brought in for Jack Haley's
they were put in 1929, exactly right.
See a lot of players in those?
A million, I mean.
Really?
It's very thick, the rough. So a long driver, Well, see that? The ball just disappeared, so we just saw it right there now. So if you, a long driver can hit it in there, and then it's very hard to get up and down for sure. Yeah. It's going to be hard. The last 2 years of exciting tournaments with Sean Scott and George Pop both making great up and downs with wedges. Yeah. George for a birdie and Sean for a par. So if we can have that drama this year,
Long Meadow's turn for
be fantastic. Yeah,
it's a great field for this year's city.
You know what? There's 8 or 9 players who can really win this tournament. I feel that there's a lot of good players. Every club has some good players who can win. So I think it's going to be very great.
Only now is good weather.
Well, we knock on wood. Yep, we'll just hope we get it. Thank you,
very
Dennis, very much.
And good luck next Saturday.
Thanks for the Lowell Sun for everything they do for the tournament.
Final round Saturday. June 27th. Now to wrap up, I'll look at the home stretches of the 3 courses in the Lowell City Tournament, which this year is celebrating its 90th edition. It's the longest, along with San Francisco, the longest running city tournament in the country. And they're very proud of it, as they should be. So good luck and thank you.